So in this video, we're going to talk about each one of the steps. We're going to walk through on how we make carboxylic acid using what we call the Malonic Ester. So basically, as we learned before, we do have here an alpha carbon. This is the only alpha carbon we have in the whole molecule. We have the conditions where we can make enolate. If you remember, we will remove one of the hydrogens, place a double bond. So we do have here our enolate. Okay, now that we have our enolate, we do like SN2 style attack on the alkyl halide, kicking out the halide, and then we added this group in the alpha carbon. So this is the product from this whole reaction here. Basically, it's the formation of my enolate, and then we do a SN2 chemistry and got that product. Once we get this product, what we're gonna do, this is the conditions for, if you remember, saponification, where we can use an ester to form what we call the carboxylate, that is a conjugated base of my carboxylic acid. So carboxylate would be something like this, where I'm missing a hydrogen here to get my carboxylic acid. So in order to form a carboxylic acid, I just use an acid condition. So the acid will be the proton donor, and this guy we can have a proton transfer when we're using an acid. So this is why the second step is using an acid to proteinate at that position. So then we got this particular carboxylic acid that we call malonic acid, which we do have two carboxylic acid functional groups. And in particular, these guys, they are beta to each other. So this is a beta carbon if I come from here, alpha beta. And if this is a beta carbon, if I come from here, alpha beta. And when we do have this condition where I have my carboxylic acid and another carbonyl sort of carbon associated in my beta position, I can do what we call decarboxylation, just heat it up, and a whole molecule of carbon dioxide will leave, and I end up with a carboxylic acid. Remember, if in this beta position, instead of a carboxylic acid, I do have a ketone, like this, my final product would be a ketone. But because in my beta position I do have a carboxylic acid, my final product would be a carboxylic acid. So if you're dealing with, you need to synthesize a ketone or carboxylic acid. If I want a ketone, I will use only one ester. If I want a carboxylic acid, I use two ester functional groups, and I get my malonic acid in that position. Remember, they need to be beta. Cannot be alpha. These two carbonyl groups cannot be, I don't know, delta. They need to be beta, in a beta position. And then we get our final product that will be our carboxylic acid.